Hey guys, what's up? Hello everyone. This is Shweta Roy, your English master teacher at Vedantu, and this is your second session with me on direct and indirect speech for class 9 CBSE. So, in my last session, in my previous session, which was the first session of direct and indirect speech, we talked about and we discussed about changing of direct speech to indirect speech. We talked about the rules, and yes, we learned how to change direct and indirect direct speech to indirect speech of what? Of assertive sentence or declarative sentence. So as I told you that we are going to have 4 sessions on direct and indirect speech. In the first session, we learned about changing direct and indirect, like direct speech to indirect speech of assertive sentence or declarative sentence. In today's session, we are going to learn how to change direct speech to indirect speech of what kind of sentence? Interrogative sentence or question sentence with question mark, right? So interrogative sentence. And yes, of course, we will also be revising the rules once more because those rules are applicable for all the 4 types of sentences, right? So now let us move into the session, move ahead with the session. First, we are going to discuss or recap the rules so that it doesn't get jumbled up in your mind and you remember what are the rules which already we have talked about, and then we will proceed with the interrogative sentence. So we have already seen that we will see 4 types of sentence. Done with the assertive or declarative sentence. Today we will be doing with interrogative sentence or dealing with interrogative sentence. So let's start with a let's rock, right? So moving on, yes, of course, before we start off with the session on direct and indirect speech on interrogative sentence, let me remind you once more about the VSAT 2020. You can follow the link which has been provided to you, and of course you can register for free and avail the scholarship. You can also get 100% scholarship. Yes, so don't wait for anything. Right now you are absolutely free in your home, so this is the perfect opportunity for you to avail this opportunity of scholarship, right? Getting scholarship. Moving on to direct and indirect speech, which is a very, very, very important topic in your grammar section, not only for class 9, but for class 10th as well. And yes, we start learning about direct and indirect speech in our class 8, but still some of the concepts are, they are creating confusion in our mind. I can understand very well. So that is why I have decided to, break my sessions into 4 parts so that there is absolutely no confusion after completing all my 4 sessions on direct and indirect speech, in which I'm going to talk about all 4 different types of sentences, right? How to convert direct into indirect. So let us start by recapitulating the rules once more. So as you know that direct speech is what? Simple, very, very, very simple. Just to identify direct speech, what you need to see? You need to see that the speech is starting with the speech is within quotes, right? So if any sentence is within quote, that means that is direct speech because that is quoting of the exact words of a person, right? So that is your direct speech. And indirect speech is giving a substance of what someone has said, right? So yes, when you are summarizing someone's words or quoting someone's words, then that is you are removing the quotation marks and you are changing the direct into indirect speech. Not only removing the quotation mark, but also following certain rules. What are those rules? Let us see. Before going into the rules, let us understand few of the terms because we are going to use these terms repeatedly in the session. So don't get confused. So just because, I want you not to get confused, I have also mentioned these 3 terms which you should know. First is reported clause. Okay, reported clause means the words that generally come before the inverted commas. So those words just before the inverted comma, that is reported clause. Okay, and the words within the inverted comma, that becomes the reported speech. So reporting clause are those words. The reporting clauses, refers to those words that comes before the inverted comma, and reported speech means the words within the inverted comma. And yes, the reported verb is the verb which is used before the, before the inverted commas once more, right? In the, the introductory verb, that is the reporting verb. Okay, so these three terms please keep in mind, because we are going to refer this often while we are in our session. Okay, so guys, before entering into the rules and before, seeing the interrogative sentence, let me remind you once more that if you are, interested in not interrupting your studies in any way due to the COVID-19, then please don't waste your time. Go and download this app, follow this link, right? Check out this link which has been given to you over here. Check out this link and you have access to free live classes, because your safety is our concern. So yes, you can study from the safety of your home using the Vedantu app, because learning never stops with Vedantu. Yes. So now let us have the rules of conversion from direct to indirect. Let us recapitulate, because I know many of you have forgotten the rules. No issues. We will have a brief recap and we will summarize about the rules. First of all is in the indirect speech, of course, as I told you, no inverted comma is used. Second rule is the conjunction if or that or whether is generally used after the reporting verb. So if you remember, I told you what is the reporting verb. It is just before the quotation starts. The verb which is used before the quotation starts, that is the introductory verb. So next one is the tense of the verb is never changed. Which verb? Reporting verb. The tense of the reporting verb is never changed. But of course, the tense of the verb which is there in the sentence within the quotes, that is changed, right? Reporting verb changes according to the sense. Yes, the tense does not change, but of course, the verb changes according to the sense of the sentence. If it is, interrogative sentence, then it will be asked. If it or inquired. If it is an imperative sentence, then ordered or request. So depending on the sense of the sentence, the verb will change, but the tense will remain the same. The rule number 3 and 4 are very, very, very important. Please take care, because this is the area where the students tend to commit mistakes. Now, how to change the tense? First one is, suppose the introductory verb or the reporting verb is in present tense or future tense, then there will be no change in the tense of the speech within the inverted comma as well. For example, Stephen says, I enjoy going on long walks in the morning. So you see that the reporting verb is stays, that is in present tense. So therefore, we will not make any change in the tense anywhere in the sentence, right? So what we are going to write is, Stephen says that, comma will be replaced by the conjunction that. He enjoys going on long walks in the morning. So since this is in present tense, we have already seen that we will not change the tense of the entire sentence. Alright, same is applicable for the future tense as well. Moving on, what happens when the reporting verb is in the past tense? Then the speaker's statement will change into its corresponding past tense. What is that? For example, if it is in simple present, it will be simple past. Present continuous will change into past continuous, and likewise, as we have already discussed in the previous class. So I hope you remember this chart. If you don't remember, then kindly go through this once more. Moving on to the next one is, yes, so change of tense continuous, like past perfect, no change, past perfect continuous, no change. Yes, and then of course, universal truth. Universal truth also doesn't change even if the reporting verb is in past tense. So usually when the reporting verb is in past tense, we change the tense, right? We change it into corresponding past tense. But what is the exception? Exception is the report, universal truth. Next is one more thing is shall, will, and can. It becomes should, would, and could when you are changing into indirect speech. So this was about a recap of the previous class, but which is very 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 applicable in all the sessions. So I'm going to recapitulate this in all the sessions so that you get it inside your head and never forget throughout your life, right? So moving on, how to change interrogative sentence. For example, you have been asked to change one interrogative sentence. First of all, let me tell you, interrogative sentences are the sentences ending with question mark, right? So very easy to identify which is an interrogative sentence. That you can of course identify. Now, how to change an interrogative sentence from direct to indirect, okay? First point that you should keep in your mind, the reported verb said to is changed to ask, inquire, or demand, followed by the preposition of. Yes, so you have to change your reported verb into ask, inquire, or demand as the case is. So basically you have to get a hang of the sentence that has been given, and then change your reported verb, reporting verb accordingly, right? That is never used in interrogative sentence. Very important point that you should every time keep in mind. Never ever use that when you are changing, in interrogative sentence to indirect speech. Never. That will totally make, your statement wrong. So never use that. That is totally incorrect. That is only used in the other types of sentences like assertive and the others, the rest, right? Imperative, etc., etc., but never in interrogative sentence. For example, let us elucidate this with the help of an example. Example is, do you know the way home? Asked Geeta. This is a direct speech. Okay. Now, when you are changing that into indirect, what are you writing instead of the conjunction that? You have to use if. Very, very, very important. Please take care of this thing. You have to use if, or you can use whether, right? You can use if or whether, WHETHER, not the weather, which is the climate. No, not WEA. No, it's WHETHER, weather or if, right? So Geeta inquired of me if I knew the way home, right? So do you know? So this is in simple present. So as you have already seen in the rules that simple present will change into simple past. So this simple present will be simple past, that is if I knew the way home. Okay. Or you can also write in this manner. You can also change in this manner. Geeta asked if I knew the way home. That is also absolutely correct. So either inquired of me, that is correct, or asked. So when you are writing inquired, please try to see that you have the preposition of with inquired. So always inquired is followed by the preposition of. Keep that in mind. Okay, do not commit a mistake over here. Remember, in these are very sensitive things. Whenever you commit a small error, you get the whole sentence incorrect. In maths, you still get step marking, but in grammar, if you do one simple tense error, you get a big 0. So I don't want that from you, right? So please take it very seriously, okay? So either you write inquired of me or you write Geeta asked if I knew the way home. So if replaced is replaced by if. Do not use that in interrogative sentence. Very, very, very important. Keep these points in mind when you are changing interrogative sentence from direct to indirect. Next is interrogative form is changed to assertive form. So whenever you are changing a question, please do not write your answer again in the question form. Change that into assertive form or a statement. Make sure that you drop the question mark. Not only dropping the question mark, but your sentence should be changed into assertive form. It should not be an interrogative sentence once again. For example, what is your name? Asked Jatin, right? This is the question that has been given. This is an interrogation, okay, by Jatin. So what will you write? You have to change it into indirect, right? So Jatin asked what my name was, okay? It's not necessary to include if in this sentence. So yes, there are many, exceptions where to use if, where not to use if. So in these cases, you don't use if. Jatin asked if what my name was. No, that is incorrect, absolutely incorrect. So Jatin asked what my name was. No need to write any conjunction because it doesn't need any conjunction over here. So what my name was, not what was my name. What was my name will be the interrogative form. So you have to change the interrogative form into assertive form. So that is why you are writing what my name was. That is the correct assertive form. And interrogative form has to be changed to assertive form. I repeat, do not write Jatin asked what was my name, because what was my name is the interrogative form. You have to change that into assertive form, saying Jatin asked what my name was. Right. Moving on to the next point. Interrogative sentences beginning with words like is, am, are, has, have, had, does, do, did are added with words like if or whether. So these are the areas where you add words like if or other, okay? So the previous sentence did not have these words, okay? So that is why we did not write if, right? So when the sentence is beginning with words like am, are, has, have, had, does, do, did, then we are using if, okay? For example, did you bring your pen today? Asked Amy. You have to change this into indirect speech. Amy asked if I had brought my pen that day. Okay. So did you bring is past. So according to the rules, past will be changed to past perfect, right? So Amy asked if. So yes, if it is beginning with did, so we will include if. I had past perfect, brought my pen that day. So today will be changed to that day. Okay, tomorrow will be changed to the next day. Yesterday will be changed to the previous day. Please make these changes accordingly. Please do not forget to make these changes. Otherwise, again, your sentence will be incorrect. If you write today instead of that day, then again that is not indirect. That is not direct speech. Indirect speech. That will become direct. So that is absolutely incorrect. Make the changes according to the sentences. So these were the tips to change, the interrogative sentences from direct to indirect speech, right? So these were the very, very, very crucial rules that you need to follow, okay? So keeping the rules in mind, and we have also solved few of the interrogative sentences in the class right now. So taking those as a reference, please try to solve these 4 sentences at your home, right? If you have any problem solving this, you can of course reach out to me in my personal email, in my email ID, not my personal, but in my email ID, that is shweta.roy vedantu.com. Of course, you can reach out to me anytime you want. Okay, guys, so that was all for today from my end about the changing of direct speech to indirect speech of interrogative sentences. I hope this video will definitely be helpful to you. And if you think that it was helpful to you, please do share it with your friends also, and do not forget to hit the like button. Thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure having you all. So take care. Bye bye.